Wonderful. Bernadette, it's so lovely to meet you, if not in person, at least on the screen. And we're doing our bit not to increase our carbon emissions by doing this interview virtually. So thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me in this way. Tell us a bit about yourself.
I'm Bernadette Kabonesa. I'm 46 years old. I'm a Ugandan by nationality. I work at the National Agricultural Research Organization at the National Forest Resources Research Institute in Uganda.
How did you get interested in forestry? How did you get started in this area?
I started working in forestry after training at Nyabia Forestry College at the certificate level in 2001. In 2009, I upgraded to a diploma in forestry. In 2014, I graduated with a bachelor's degree in social and entrepreneurial forestry of Makerere University. In 2020, this year, I graduated with a Master of Science in Agroforestry of Makerere University.
So tell us a bit about your work and what it involves.
My work involves research. I'm a senior research technician at the National Forest Resources Research Institute. I do research in all aspects of forestry. My work involves setting experiments and trials, data collection, training students and stakeholders on forest-related innovations. I train students on energy-saving technologies and innovations, agroforestry practices and technologies and innovations. I do plantation silviculture and natural forest silviculture. I'm one of the botanists in Uganda. I do taxonomy. I do forest inventories, resource assessments, and any activity related to forestry. My work aims at increasing the benefits derived from trees and forests through conservation and sustainable management.
And do you have a favourite tree?
Yes, I do have favorite trees. Not only one favorite tree, I have different favorite trees in different settings. In agroforestry setting, I have a favorite tree. In trees for energy, I have a favorite tree. Trees for conservation, I have a favorite tree. And briefly, I can say Mangifera indica is one of my favorite trees. Mangifera indica is a tree which fruits heavily. It's a fruit tree that fruits heavily. It is consumed by young children, elderly, and adults. Mangifera tree indica fruit is delicious and nutritive. It is medicinal. It is rich in vitamins, iron, zinc. It treats many ailments. Mango fruits.
What are the advantages that trees bring to a landscape, to a community, to an ecosystem?
The advantage of trees in our landscapes, our communities and ecosystems is broad, but I can briefly say that trees stabilizes the soils, control water runoff and soil erosion. Trees are planted on the roadsides, in our homes, on streets, parks, parking yards, playing grounds, to create a peaceful, beautiful, and pleasing environment. Trees bring a natural setting in our communities, in our homes. When you have trees in your compound, you feel that natural setting in your home. Trees act as windbreaks and wind belts. Trees help to reduce air and water pollution. Trees are sources of food, medicine, energy, sources of livelihood, and they are meeting venues for most communities. Trees help to moderate temperature by creating a cooling system. Trees sequester carbon dioxide and other toxic gases from the atmosphere, in return replenishing the atmosphere with oxygen that we breathe. Trees create a microclimate that attracts fauna and flora, and trees and forest ecosystems host a variety of fauna and flora, microorganisms, and are the richest ecosystem in terms of biodiversity in the world.
In chapter 3 of Saying Yes to Life, I talk about the unhelpful dualism that's existed within Christianity that separated the so-called spiritual sphere from the earthly sphere. And that kind of understanding tells us that it's more important to plant churches than it is to plant trees. Have you encountered that kind of thinking and theology in your own work or in your church? And how have you worked through that for your own work and interest?
What I have been doing with communities seeking and churches seeking tree planting, since I started working after college in 2001, I have worked with communities on tree planting. But to be brief, I do establish on-farm trials and experiments with communities. I plant trees in agroforestry systems. I do farmer-managed natural regeneration with communities. I plant trees for tree farmers and investors. I do plant trees with churches. Right now, I'm working with the Baptist Church to plant trees around all their churches.
You're obviously from Uganda, sitting in your office in Uganda. Can you tell us what the challenges are currently facing Uganda and forest cover?
The challenges are trees are expensive to grow, to grow and manage. Trees are expensive in procurement of seedlings. Tools are expensive. Sometimes tools for forestry are not found in Uganda. We have to import them. There is a challenge that trees take long to grow and to bring returns. So farmers prefer planting other crops than planting trees. There is a challenge of species selection. Farmers prefer trees that grow very fast and they get returns very fast. So they prefer species like eucalyptus, pines that will grow very fast compared to our indigenous trees that can keep our biodiversity. So we are still having a challenge, though most farmers are sensitized on the importance of growing indigenous trees and retaining those indigenous trees on their farmlands. Our farmers are lacking training. They are not trained on how to plant trees, on tree management, importance of trees, though they are planting trees, but they need much training. There is a problem of land shortage. Most farmers have small pieces of land, and those small pieces of land, they want to use it for agriculture. So we find it difficult to plant trees with smallhold farmers.
Are there specific stories of hope that you could tell us?
The stories of hope we have sensitized communities on tree planting, on the importance of retaining trees on their farms, why they should plant trees, why they should have trees in their agroforest systems, and they are catching up with it, and they are truly wanting to plant trees and to keep them on their farm. We have hope that payment for ecosystem services, They have started paying farmers who are planting trees and farmers who are maintaining trees on their land, though they are still paying less, but with time they will improve and farmers will keep trees on their farm and will plant trees. NGOs and faith organizations also are giving support towards tree planting. Like I've said, right now I'm planting trees with the Baptist Church, and that is funded by faith organizations and other churches in Uganda, the Protestant Church, the Catholic Church. They are all growing trees. Most farmers have realized the importance of planting trees, and they are doing tree planting. We have high hopes that our tree cover, which we have lost, will be regained, and we will not suffer much on effects of climate change caused by tree cutting and forest degradation.
And finally, any last words that you would like to say to folks who are going to be watching our conversation?
For everyone in the world, wherever we are, wherever you are, climate change is one of the greatest threats to humanity this time. There is urgency to increase efforts on afforestation, conservation. Let us plant trees. Let us limit emissions to ensure the most sustainable future for all of us.
Bernadette, thank you so much again. I've really appreciated this opportunity to talk to you and to hear from you and to hear about your experience. Thank you.
Thank you.